focus excessively on one area, one subject. In fact, Telangana's growth story, if you ask me, centers around the 3I mantra: innovation, infrastructure, inclusive growth. That is the mantra that Telangana has followed. That is the mantra that Telangana has adopted. We innovated. A lot of people assume when I say innovation, a lot of people think, innovation is only confined to technology and tech parlance. Innovation has become a word, disruption has become a word which is synonymous with technology and startups. That's not the case. You can disrupt your processes, you can disrupt your policies, you can come out with newer ideas, you can come out with reforms in administration, disrupting the legacy processes that have been there forever. That's exactly what Telangana has done. How did we go about doing it? We took a crowdsourcing kind of model. We actually collaborated with the people. For instance, when Honorable Chief Minister wanted a new industrial policy in the state of Telangana, what did he do? He got into a room like this with various industry bodies, with the Confederation of Indian Industry, with FICCI, with FAPSI, with DICCI. There are several organizations in India which are all representatives of various industry associations. Now, all of them came into the room. He sat with them for 7 hours. It was an interactive session. He asked them questions. He said, I want the best industrial policy, for my state. And this was right after the formation. And then he asked them, what are the problems? They obviously reeled out a number of them: power, lack of incentives, lack of policy clarity, no single window system, time-bound clearances, etc., etc. He asked our administration, he asked our IAS officers, he said, where can I find the best industrial policy? Where is the ease of doing business the lowest? Then they said, somebody said Singapore, somebody else said Finland, somebody else pointed out to another country. He made sure that all of those policies were brought into a room. He sat with them personally, and he eventually, the first piece of legislation that has been passed by the state of Telangana in November 2014 was a policy called as the TSI Pass. Now, what is TSI Pass? TSI Pass stands for the Telangana state. For instance, I take him as an example. If he, as an NRI, he owns a piece of land in his native, Nizamabad, and he wants to start a new factory which manufactures electronic goods. Let's imagine for a minute. As per TSI Pass, as per the statute, as per the legislation, Mahesh Bigala does not need to take any permission from the government of Telangana. He does not need to meet the minister. He does not need to meet the principal secretary. He need not meet the municipality. He need not meet the local Gram Panchayati. He can start construction of his factory on day one. He can hit the ground running. No state in India will tell you this. There is zero graft when it comes to industrial clearances. What happens though? In case you're wondering, does this work? That sounds too good to be true. Is he just talking his way through? He's a politician. How do I believe him? Let me tell you. When he actually starts the construction of his factory, all we request any investor is that you submit an application online simultaneously, because we need to know. While there is a self-certification process, we need to know who's doing business, who's doing what, who is investing what sector have they invested in, and what are they likely to, how much are they likely to contribute in terms of employment, etc., etc. When you submit an application online through the TSI Pass portal, we promise, again by legislation, all clearances in 15 days. What happens if I don't come back to you with a clearance in 15 days? On the 16th day, it's an automatic approval by legislation. It's a deemed approval. Again, no state in India will tell you this. The third thing that also happens right after you submit an application and the 15-day window lapses, from the 16th day, we can even penalize by legislation, by statute, the senior most of the bureaucrats also, a sum of rupees 1,000 per day, should they actually be held responsible for holding up the file. Again, no state in India will tell you this. This is what has made this kind of disruption, this kind of innovation has made Telangana the place to do business in. Therefore, in Telangana today, for an entrepreneur, not only do you have ease of doing business, you have peace of doing business, your cost of doing business has come down, your quality of doing business has gone up. There is zero graft. So therefore, for those of you who are wondering, does this really work? In the last 7 years, since we passed this legislation, we have given out more than 19,000 clearances through TSI Pass. We have been able to raise more than 2.3 lakh crore rupees as investment. We have been able to create more than 1.6 million direct job potential in the state of Telangana, out of which 85% have already materialized. We are not one of those vibrant states where things happen on paper, but actually reality kuch aur hi hai. We are one of those states which believes in delivering on the promise, which believes in making sure whatever commitments we make are lived up to. That's how this disruption has helped Telangana, not only on the industry front, but on several fronts. Now, what did I mean when I said infrastructure? Not only has Telangana built the world's largest lift irrigation project in less than 4 years, we have ramped up our power infrastructure with an investment of nearly 75,000 crores of rupees, from 7,000 to 16,000 megawatts. I just mentioned to you, on the drinking water front, we nearly spent $7 billion, and we have ensured that each and every home receives a portable drinking water connection. We also ensured that in the same trench that we laid for the water pipeline, we also have decided to lay a fiber optic cable, and that project also will be completed in the next few months. So each and every home in Telangana can be equipped with a 100 Mbps broadband connection. And people in Bay Area, you know the power. You know the power of a fiber optic network running into your home in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of commerce, the kind of a game changer it can be when each and every home is kind of equipped with that. So this has been the infrastructure upgrade that has happened in Telangana. Now, on the inclusive growth part, what did I mean when I said infrastructure, innovation, inclusive growth? Telangana is a state that is focused on ensuring equitable growth, holistic growth, inclusive growth. For instance, when Government of India recently released a report, or in fact a report card, on the top